Hey, what's up guys? We're hopefully going to have some time to remove the upper strut mounts front and rear, maybe re-drill and adapt some A92 to A91 rear upper strut mounts and measure these ones up so we can get them drawn up in CAD and sent out to get cut. Dave's going to give me a hand pulling the back seat out and getting the rear strut out, and I'm just going to start taking apart the front.
Well, what's the story on why you actually have to take the ones that you just made out?
Well, I didn't make those. Those were a company called Silver Project. I think they came out of Poland. The problem with that is they locate the strut in the center of the plate, which when you lower it, there's effectively 0 degrees of caster right now. That's not good. For starters, the steering wheel doesn't want to return to center. Like you go around a corner, you have to physically turn the steering wheel back. It doesn't automatically roll back. The other thing is when you're turning out, there's no additional camber being added to your turn. So it's kind of a performance handling mod, and it'll also help our bump steer issue a little bit. And the rear, we're just changing it from factory rear rubber upper strut mounts to some Pillowball bushings.
Does that help with the IKEA shelf sound, or is that just more of a solidity thing?
No, it'll make it worse.
Oh, for God's sake.
But the IKEA shelf sound is just the muffler bouncing against the bottom of the car right now. But
Nothing to do with suspension.
No. Although everybody thinks it. It's because it sounds pretty bad when you go over a bump. Anyways, I guess let's get to it.
So I'm supposed to come and take the back seat out. There's still a bunch of stuff in it. Andre, this sucks.
I don't know what to put it.
It's a paying job.
Looks like I cared a little bit this time. I wanted to go pick him up from daycare in the loud car.
You were on there?
Not that bad. They're not on there too tight, I didn't think.
I push carts for a living. I don't use any muscle.
I push a keyboard and a computer mouse.
Did you hit the red button?
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
There's no red light on the front, Dave.
No, I know there's no red light on the front.
I'll wait till you put the red light on.
There's no red light.
No, now I know. The only reason I'm not concerned about taking this top hat nut off is that there's a helper spring and there's like a 6-inch coilover close spring, so I'm not worried about having a factory spring decompress and go flying out.
Hey!
As you can see, I was talking about earlier, I have helper springs, which are a very low spring rate, so you can just drop that whole thing out by hand. Full hard to full soft. I should be able to compress it by hand. Yeah, damn it. I might have to dig it up. Alright, so you need twin 17s?
Yep.
If I knew where they were.
Who owns this place?
Your mom.
She just rents.
No comeback.
Wouldn't be a YouTube video without a hand blocking the action.
Do the nut. Yeah. No, up.
What? Oh, wow. Yeah. There.
Having removed the strut assemblies and top hat mounts, it's down to work, making the newer model Pillowball bushings fit the AE82. For this, Andre has cleverly pressed out the studs and used half the housing to trace the shape of the 82's mount. Fortunately, Andre has access to a mill and can make quick work of trimming the part. Next, it's time to measure and design our new caster plates for the front end. Andre goes over the part's entire dimensions to transfer an accurate rendering to CAD. After the part is fully described, he can begin drawing. Bearing in mind that this is not the factory plate for this car, we're only changing the design by 10 millimeters to the rear of the tower. This allows us to keep a safe clearance around the strut assembly, and for it to function properly while creating a more obtuse caster angle.
So I got my upper strut plates in, and now I've removed the old one from the car, disassembled it just so I can see if the upper pillowball mount will fit snugly. You can see how accurate I was with my CAD drawings. You can see, slide them in. They're pretty close. I've already actually taken the die grinder to one of these just to make sure it fits, and it has a nice smooth sliding action, which is exactly what I'm looking for. There's some punch in there. Two little taps. Welcome back, everybody. We got a couple of our custom parts back. See, this is the rear upper pillowball mount. You can see I've machined it all down on an end mill, and you can see the original stud location holes. And we have relocated them to suit the upper strut mount of the Toyota here. And in the front, we've gotten, this is the old camber plate. As you can see, we've made new ones and moved the pillowball joint back 10 millimeters, which is good for about almost a degree of caster. And then we've also got some caster bushings to go in later that'll help. So we can swap everything over into this plate here. And then up front, I have some new upper spring purchase.
What are the advantages of the new upper spring purchase?
Well, the original ones weren't quite sitting correctly on the lower pillowball. These will fit inside of the inside diameter of that outer race. So the other ones were kind of, after a little while, were wearing in, as you can see over here. So they were wearing into the original part, so we're just going to go ahead and get rid of those and replace them with these that are actually made for the right strut versus these which were kind of a universal kit, and then we made to fit the shock size by putting that little plate in there. So I'm going to start swapping parts over from this plate to the other plate. I'm going to start with the studs and then go to the pillowball. So we've gotten all of our studs pulled out, and now we're going to put them into the new part. Get enough room before I run into the studs. We set that next to the car, just to make sure that's all in the right orientation. Go that way, back down there, and run into this before. We want to make sure that's over the shaft of the shock. Grab this guy. One done. The rear one's pretty easy because we've already done all the work. Pretty much throw that on. this isn't an epic fail. And we're done. Go back on the car. Just want to say thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. Massive shout out to Aaron, channel's NV Details. He's got some really cool detailing videos on his channel, and without him, none of this would have been possible, as he brought up these awesome wheels and a new rear bumper support, along with fender roller.
I need that bumper.